Black screen, the sound of rain hammering against metal, windshield wipers beating a desperate rhythm. Then light. Tampa, Florida. October 15th, 11:47 at night. The city sleeps while one man drives through darkness, clutching secrets that will get him killed. James Hartwell, 62 years old, founder and heartbeat of an $80 million fashion empire, grips the steering wheel with white-knuckled hands. His silver Mercedes cuts through sheets of rain on the Morrison Bridge. In the passenger seat, a manila envelope. 3 words stamped across it in red ink. Sterling evidence. Fraud. His phone connects through the car speakers. He's recording a message. His voice shakes, but his words are steel. Victoria, if you're hearing this, I've discovered something. David has been stealing from the company. $58 million over 3 years. Every offshore account. Every shell company. I have proof of all of it. He glances at the rearview mirror. Headlights behind him. Too close. Moving closer. I'm meeting with the board attorney tomorrow morning. If anything happens to me, the headlights surge forward, blinding, bright as judgment. Someone's following me. The impact comes like thunder, metal screaming against metal. James's car lurches sideways. His hands fight the wheel, but physics has already written the ending. The guardrail approaches. He sees it coming, knows what comes next. His foot slams the brake pedal. Nothing happens. The pedal goes to the floor. Soft. Useless. Someone cut the lines. His last thought before the car punches through the guardrail is of his daughter, Victoria, 24 years old and about to inherit a nightmare. The Mercedes tilts, falls. Time stretches like taffy. Then water, cold and black and absolute. It rushes through the windows, around the doors, filling every space where air used to be. James pounds against the glass, his fists bloody, his lungs screaming. The water reaches his chin, his mouth, his eyes. His hand presses against the window one final time, then goes still. The car settles onto the muddy bottom of Tampa Bay. 40 feet down, the headlights still on, pointing at nothing, illuminating nothing. Above on the bridge, a black SUV makes a U-turn and disappears into the rainy night. Cut to black, a phone rings in the darkness. Once, twice, 3 times. Victoria Hartwell jerks awake in her penthouse. Her phone screen glows in the dark. Unknown number. She answers with her heart already knowing. Mr. Hartwell, this is Detective Sarah Miller with Tampa PD. There's been an accident. The words that follow will replay in Victoria's mind for the next 8 months. Car went off Morrison Bridge. Emergency crews on site. Doing everything we can. But Victoria already knows. She can hear it in the detective's voice. The past tense hiding behind present tense verbs. The hospital at midnight. Fluorescent lights harsh as interrogation lamps. A doctor with kind eyes and terrible news approaches. His mouth moves. Words come out. Didn't survive. Pronounced dead at the scene. So sorry for your loss. Victoria's legs forget how to hold her. Her best friend Nina catches her before she hits the floor. But nobody catches the sound that comes out of Victoria's throat. It's not a scream. It's something older. Something animal. The sound humans make when half their world gets torn away. Rain drums against the hospital windows. Somewhere in the building, someone laughs. Life continues while Victoria stops. 5 days later, they bury James Hartwell under gray skies. Victoria stands at the grave in a black dress and empty eyes. People say things. She doesn't hear them. David Sterling, her father's CFO and right hand for 15 years, delivers the eulogy. His voice breaks in all the right places. His tears look real. Victoria watches him and feels something cold settle in her chest. Something that tastes like suspicion. After the burial, Detective Miller finds Victoria standing alone under an oak tree. Ms. Hartwell, I need to ask you some questions about your father's death. It was an accident. His brake lines were cut. 5 words. The ground shifts beneath Victoria's feet. What? Someone wanted him dead. Do you know anyone who'd want to hurt him? Business enemies? Someone with motive? Victoria's eyes drift across the cemetery. David Sterling stands with board members, playing the part of grieving colleague. His suit is perfect, his expression appropriately somber, and Victoria sees him clearly for the first time. I don't know, she lies, but I'll find out. Miller hands her a card. If you think of anything, anything at all, Victoria takes the card. Detective Sarah Miller, Homicide Division. The word homicide makes it real. 8 months pass. Victoria doesn't sleep much anymore. Title card, 8 months later, June 24th. The sun rises over Tampa Bay. The city wakes. Life continues. Justice has not been served. Victoria Hartwell sits in her corner office on the 40th floor. Floor-to-ceiling windows frame the city below. Her view costs more than most people make in a year. She doesn't notice it. Her desk drowns in financial documents, spreadsheets, wire transfer records, offshore account statements. For 8 months while running a failing company, during the day, she's been hunting a killer at night. The evidence spreads before her like accusation. $58 million. Gone. Vanished into the Cayman Islands through accounts controlled by Sterling Capital Ventures, David Sterling's private investment fund. The fund that shouldn't exist. The fund her father discovered the night he died. Her phone rings. David's name flashes on screen. She lets it ring twice before answering. Her voice comes out cold, controlled. The ice queen everyone thinks she is. Yes. Victoria, we need to talk about Q2 numbers. They're bad. I'm aware. The board is losing patience. Market Street expansion is our only hope of turning this around. I'm working on it. Work faster. We're running out of time. She hangs up without saying goodbye, pulls a folder from her locked drawer. Inside, photocopies of her father's last journal entry. His handwriting shaky but clear. DS is stealing, meeting attorney tomorrow. If something happens to me, check Cayman accounts. Sterling Capital Ventures. He's killed this company. Don't let him kill you. Victoria traces her finger over the words. Her father knew. He tried to stop it. And David Sterling murdered him for it. But knowing and proving are different countries with no bridge between them. Her desk phone buzzes. Her assistant's voice comes through the speaker. Detective Miller on line 2. Victoria's pulse quickens. She picks up. Miss Hartwell, we need to meet. Today. I have new evidence in your father's case. When? 5 o'clock. My office. The line goes dead. Victoria stares at the phone. New evidence. After 8 months of nothing, suddenly movement. She wants to feel hope. Instead, she feels the walls closing in. Across town in a very different world, Marcus Reed slides under a 2015 Mercedes S-Class at exactly 7 in the morning. The car sits on a lift in Reed & Son Auto Repair, a shop that's been fixing engines on Market Street since 1984. The same year Marcus was born. His hands, scarred and calloused from 20 years of work, moved through the engine with the precision of a surgeon. Because once upon a time, in another life, Marcus learned precision in places where mistakes meant death. The alternator needs replacement. 30-minute job. But Mrs. Patterson, the elderly woman who owns this car, is on a fixed income. The part costs $850. Marcus knows she doesn't have it. What's the damage, Marcus? He slides out from under the car, wipes his hands on a red shop towel, looks at this woman who's been bringing him her cars for 18 years. Since he came home from the war and opened this shop with his father. Alternator shot, but I can get you a rebuilt unit, install it for $400. Her face crumples with relief. You're too kind. Just taking care of people, Mrs. Patterson, like my dad taught me. She leaves. Marcus walks to his cluttered desk. A stack of bills waits there like judgment. Medical debt from his wife's cancer. $47,000 still owed to a hospital for trying to save a woman already lost. Rent, utilities, supply costs. He just lost $200 he needed. A letter sits on boo of the pile. Blackwell Property Holdings. He's been avoiding opening it for 3 days. His hands shake slightly as he tears it open. Notice, building sold to Hartwell Fashion Group. Lease renegotiation required by August 1st. New terms will be presented within 30 days. Marcus reads it twice, then reads it again. The words don't change. His father built this garage with his own hands. Taught Marcus to read by sounding out engine repair manuals. Taught him honor, integrity, the value of hard work. Died 6 years ago and left Marcus this building, this legacy, this purpose. And now some fashion company wants it. Marcus looks at the photo on his desk. His father in navy dress blues, standing proud, standing strong, gone too soon. I won't lose this place, Pop, Marcus whispers to the photo. I promise. Upstairs in the apartment above the garage, Maya Reed, 7 years old and impossibly wise, sits at the kitchen table eating cereal and watching fashion videos on a tablet. Her hair, a crown of natural curls, bounces as she watches models walk runways in clothes that cost more than her father makes in a month. Marcus climbs the stairs at 7:30. His daughter looks up and smiles. That smile can fix anything his hands can't. Morning, Pumpkin. Morning, Daddy. Did you know this dress cost $12,000? I did not know that. That's silly. You could fix like 100 cars for that much money. Marcus laughs, sits beside her, braids her hair with practiced ease. Movements his wife taught him before cancer took her 4 years ago, before Maya turned 3, before the world got smaller and harder and lonelier. People pay for what they value, baby girl. Some people value fancy dresses. What do you value, Daddy? This, right here, you and me. That's all that matters. Maya turns serious, too serious for 7. Are we going to have to move? Marcus's hand still in her hair. What makes you ask that? I heard you on the phone, talking to Uncle Aaron. You said the building got sold. Marcus finishes her braids before answering. Buys time to find words that are true but not frightening. Some things might change, Maya. But we're going to be okay. I promise. Mommy used to say promises are just hopes wearing fancy clothes. Marcus's throat tightens. Jasmine. 4 years gone and still so present. Still teaching their daughter wisdom beyond her years. Your mommy was smart, he manages. I know. That's why I miss her. They sit in comfortable silence. Father and daughter. All each other has in the world. Outside, the city moves. Inside, time holds still. At exactly 9 in the morning, in an office 40 floors above the city, Victoria Hartwell paces. Her heels click against marble. Her assistant Nina Park watches with concerned eyes. You're wearing a hole in the floor. I can't sit still. What did Detective Miller say? Victoria stops pacing, looks at her best friend, the only person in the world she trusts. She has new evidence about my father's murder. Murder? You're sure that's what it was? His brake lines were cut, Nina. Someone killed him, and I know who. Nina moves closer, lowers her voice even though they're alone. David? Who else? Dad discovered the embezzlement. Was going to report it. Next day he's dead. But can you prove it? That's the question that's haunted Victoria for 8 months. Knowing and proving, evidence and suspicion, the gap between them wide as oceans. Not yet, but Miller said she has something. What if it's enough to arrest him? Victoria hasn't let herself imagine that, hasn't dared hope that justice might actually exist, that her father's murder might actually be solved, that the man sitting 3 doors down might actually face consequences. Then I dance on his grave, Victoria says. Her voice is ice. Nina studies her. You're different since your dad died. Harder. Good. Soft doesn't survive. It also doesn't live. I'll live after David Sterling is in prison. Nina sighs, changes tactics. Speaking of living, you remember what tomorrow night is? Victoria blinks, genuinely confused. Tomorrow? The blind date I set up, with that mechanic I told you about. Nina, I can't, not with everything, especially with everything. Vic, you spend 16 hours a day obsessing over David. You need 2 hours of being human. I don't have time for... His name is Marcus. He's a single dad, sweet guy, owns a garage on Market Street. Something clicks in Victoria's memory. Market Street, Reed and Son Auto Repair. The property she needs for the expansion. The stubborn owner refusing to sell. Reed, Victoria says slowly. Marcus Reed? Yeah, you know him? Victoria's mind races. This could be opportunity disguised as coincidence. She needs that property. The board is pressuring her. David is circling like a shark. If she can convince this Marcus Reed to sell during a dinner date, Fine, she says, I'll go. Nina grins. Really? One dinner, 2 hours. If he's boring, I leave. Deal. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Riverside Bistro. After Nina leaves, Victoria pulls up property records on her computer. Reed and Son Auto Repair. Owner, Marcus Reed, age 35. Purchased building from estate of Thomas Reed, father deceased. She studies the photo from his business license. Black man, handsome in an unpolished wall. Kind eyes, working man's hands. She wonders if those hands can be persuaded to sign away a legacy. Her phone buzzes. David again. The Reed situation on Market Street. We need to discuss it. Monday morning. My office. I'm handling it, Victoria says. Handle it faster. I don't care what it takes. Buy him out. Pressure him out. I want that property. The way he says it, the edge in his voice. Victoria wonders if David knows about the date, if this is all connected somehow, if she's paranoid or simply paying attention. I said, I'm handling it. She hangs up, stares at Marcus Reed's photo on her screen. Tomorrow night she'll meet him, charm him, convince him to sell. She ignores the small voice in her head, asking what happens if she actually likes him. At 5 o'clock, Victoria sits across from Detective Miller in a windowless interview room at Tampa PD headquarters. The detective slides a file folder across the table. I've been investigating your father's death for 8 months. I think we finally caught a break. She opens the folder. Surveillance photos. Grainy but clear enough. A black SUV following James Hartwell's Mercedes the night he died. We traced the vehicle, registered to a shell company. Sterling Capital Ventures. Victoria's blood turns to ice water. David Sterling's company. Your CFO, yes. That alone isn't proof he was driving. But combined with the brake lines, the timing, and... Miller pulls out another document. These financial records we subpoenaed. The numbers swim before Victoria's eyes. Wire transfers, offshore accounts, $58 million systematically stolen over 3 years. All traced back to accounts David Sterling controls. Why hasn't he been arrested? Because knowing and proving murder are different things, Ms. Hartwell. We can get him for embezzlement, financial crimes, but murder requires more. A confession, a witness, something concrete. So what do we do? Miller leans forward. I need you to help us. Wear a wire, get him talking, on record. He'll never confess to me. He's too careful. Then we keep building the case until he makes a mistake. But Ms. Hartwell, Miller's voice drops. If David realizes you're investigating him, he'll come after me, like he came after my father. Exactly. So you need to be careful, extremely careful. Act normal. Don't let him suspect anything. Victoria nods, but normal feels impossible when you're hunting your father's killer. She drives home through evening traffic, checks her mirrors constantly. Every car could be a threat. Every shadow could be danger. Paranoia isn't paranoia when someone actually wants you dead. Her phone rings. David's name on screen. She lets it ring 4 times before answering. Yes. Just checking in. You seem distracted today. I'm fine, just tired. Get some rest. Big week ahead. The Market Street deal needs to close. I'll handle it. I know you will. Your father would want you to succeed. It's what he died for, after all. The way he says it, casual, almost mocking. Victoria's hand tightens on the steering wheel. Goodbye, David. She hangs up, pulls into her building's parking garage, sits in her car in the dim light and lets herself shake. He knows. Somehow he knows she's investigating. That night, Victoria doesn't sleep. She lies in bed staring at ceiling shadows and thinking about tomorrow night, about meeting Marcus Reed, about using him to save her company while possibly putting him in danger. But she's out of choices, out of time, out of mercy. Tomorrow she'll put on armor made of charm and manipulation. She'll smile at a stranger and convince him to destroy his own legacy. Because survival isn't pretty, and Victoria Hartwell plans to survive. Across town, Marcus Reed gets a call from his sister Shanice at 8 o'clock at night. You promised you'd try, Shanice says without preamble. Try what? Don't play dumb. The blind date. Tomorrow night. Marcus closes his eyes. He'd hoped she'd forgotten. Shanice, I've got the property situation. Maya needs school supplies, and Mrs. Chang's Honda can wait. Mark, you haven't been on a date in 4 years. I'm not ready. You said that last year. And the year before. When are you going to be ready? Silence. Because Marcus doesn't have an answer. Doesn't know if ready is even possible when you've already had the love of your life and watched cancer steal her away. One date, Shanice presses. 2 hours. If she's awful, leave. But please try. For Maya. Don't bring Maya into this. Too late. She already knows. She helped me pick this woman. Marcus's head snaps up. You let a 7-year-old pick my date? She saw the profile and said, Daddy would like her smile. And honestly, Maya's instincts are better than yours. In the background, Marcus hears Maya's voice. Is that Daddy? Let me talk. Shanice puts it on speaker. Maya's voice fills his apartment. Daddy, please go. I want you to be happy like before Mommy got sick. And there it is. The guilt, the love, the impossible weight of being everything to one small person. Okay, pumpkin, one date for you. Maya squeals. You're gonna love her, Daddy. She works in fashion. Maybe she knows Project Runway. After he hangs up, Marcus stares at his closet. One suit, one tie, relics from his old life. Before the army, before MIT, before Jasmine, before everything got complicated. He pulls out the tie, tries to remember how to knot it. His hands, so skilled with engines, fumble with silk. In the corner, Jasmine smiles from a photograph. 28 years old. Beautiful. Alive. Gone. Tell me I'm doing the right thing, Jazz. The photo doesn't answer, but Marcus imagines her voice anyway. Jasmine's voice, kind and firm. You're allowed to be happy again, Marcus. I'm not coming back, but you're still here. Live for both of us. I'm trying, he whispers. Tomorrow night, he'll put on this suit, this tie. He'll sit across from a stranger and make small talk. He'll pretend to be the kind of man who goes on dates, who believes in second chances, who doesn't spend every night missing his dead wife. He'll try, even if trying feels like betrayal. The next evening arrives too fast. Victoria Hartwell stands in her closet at 6:30 staring at dresses like they're enemy combatants. Her phone rings. Nina. She ignores it 3 times before answering. I'm not going. Yes, you are. I have work. The Miller meeting yesterday revealed, I don't care if Detective Miller handed you David's confession on a silver platter. You're going on this date. Victoria pulls out a black dress, elegant but not too formal, perfect for business dinners disguised as romance. Nina, someone is trying to kill me. My father was murdered. I don't have time for dating. Which is exactly why you need this. 2 hours of not thinking about death in corporate espionage. What if David has someone following me? Then they'll see you on a boring dinner date. Perfect cover. Victoria pauses. That actually makes sense. Fine. I'm going. Attaboy. His name is Marcus Reed. He's waiting at Riverside Bistro at 7. Reed, as in Reed and Son Auto Repair? Yeah, the garage on Market Street. Why? Victoria's mind spins. The property she needs, the man refusing to sell, and now she's having dinner with him. Coincidence or fate? No reason. I'll be there. She hangs up, stares at her reflection. The Ice Queen stares back. Cold, calculating, willing to use anything and anyone to survive. Forgive me, Marcus Reed, she whispers, but I need your garage more than you need your legacy. At 6:45, Marcus Reed stands in his bathroom, strangling himself with a necktie. Maya sits on the toilet lid, offering unhelpful advice. Daddy, you're supposed to look handsome, not purple, nay. I'm trying, baby. Try less hard. Marcus loosens the tie, breathes, looks at himself in the mirror. Black man in his mid-30s, starting to see gray in his beard. Laugh lines around his eyes from a daughter who makes him smile even when the world is heavy. He thinks about Jasmine, about promises made on deathbeds, about being happy for Maya's sake. How do I look? Maya studies him seriously. Like my daddy, but fancier. Is that good? It's perfect. He kisses her forehead. Heads downstairs where Mrs. Patterson from next door waits to watch Maya for the evening. Don't worry, Marcus, Mrs. Patterson says. We'll have a grand time, won't we, sweet girl? We're going to watch fashion shows and eat ice cream. Marcus smiles despite his nerves. Not too much ice cream. Yes, Daddy. He drives toward downtown in his old pickup truck. The same truck his father bought new in 1998. 200,000 miles. Still running strong. Unlike the man who bought it, Marcus arrives at Riverside Bistro at 10 minutes to 7. Early, nervous, feeling like an imposter in his own skin. Victoria Hartwell speeds down I-275 toward the same restaurant. Her Mercedes purrs. Expensive, German. Everything Marcus's truck isn't. At 7:05, 2 miles from the restaurant, Victoria's car makes a sound no car should ever make. Metal grinding metal. Death rattle disguised as mechanics. No, 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 no. The engine light flashes red. The car shudders. Dies. Coast to the shoulder. Victoria sits in designer heels in an $800 dress on the side of a dark highway. Light rain beginning to fall. This is how horror movies start. She calls tape boy. 2-hour wait. Of course, she texts Nina. Car died. Universe is telling me to go home. Nina texts back immediately. No. Uber. Now, Victoria's about to call an Uber when headlights appear behind her. An old pickup truck. Faded blue. Loud exhaust. Her first instinct is fear. Detective Miller's warnings fresh in her mind. David's threats. The SUV that killed her father. But then the truck pulls alongside. Window rolls down. A man leans out. Ma'am, you okay? Black man, mid-30s, kind face, concerned eyes. Not a threat. At least, doesn't look like one. Car died. I called AAA. I'm a mechanic. Mind if I take a look? Victoria blinks. What are the odds? You're a mechanic? Yes, ma'am. Been doing this since I was 12. Something in his voice. Warm, genuine, safe. Okay, thank you. The man gets out. Victoria notices things. The way he moves, efficient, no wasted motion. The confidence of someone who's done this 1,000 times. He pops her hood, pulls a small flashlight from his keychain, shines it into the engine. His hands move through the machinery with the precision of a concert pianist. Victoria watches those hands. Scarred, calloused, working hands, but also educated somehow. The movement's too precise, too methodical. 45 seconds later, he straightens. Your alternator's failing, but I can bypass it temporarily. Get you where you're going. Where are you headed? Riverside Bistro, downtown. The man laughs, genuinely laughs, the sound warm in the rainy night. No kidding, that's where I'm going too. Victoria's heart does something strange. A flutter. Unexpected. Small world. Tiny, he agrees. He works in silence for several minutes. Victoria stands close, protected from rain by his body more than by any umbrella. She studies his profile. Strong jaw, kind eyes, wedding ring tan line on his left hand, widower maybe, or divorced. So, she says because silence feels heavy, you're heading to Riverside Bistro? Blind date I really don't want to go to. Victoria laughs before she can stop herself. Same, actually. He glances at her, smiles. Yeah, why not? Because my best friend thinks I work too much, which I do. And she's probably right, he says, turning back to the engine. Probably. What about you? My sister and my daughter think I'm too lonely, which I am. The honesty catches Victoria off guard, raw, real, not playing games. You have a daughter? 7 years old. Smartest kid you'll ever meet. What about her mother? His hand still, just for a moment. Cancer, 4 years ago. Victoria's breath catches. I'm so sorry. Thank you. He finishes with the engine, closes the hood, wipes his hands on a shop towel from his pocket. There, should get you downtown. But get that alternator replaced soon. Let me pay you. He shakes his head. Just good karma. Pay it forward. Rain falls harder now. They stand close. Strangers sharing grief in the dark. I lost my father, Victoria hears herself say. 8 months ago, car accident. He looks at her, really looks. I'm sorry, that's recent. Yes. Grief doesn't get easier, he says quietly. You just get better at carrying it. The words hit different, real, true, not empty platitudes. Your daughter said that? She did. 7 years old and already wiser than me. Victoria smiles. I'd like to meet her someday. If she trails off. If what? If this blind date goes well? If they ever see each other again? If your date tonight goes well, he finishes for her. Something like that. He studies her. It's a date you don't want to go on, remember? Maybe I'm reconsidering. Maybe I am too. They stand there, rain, darkness. Two broken people on the side of a highway talking about loss and loneliness and with the ease of old friends. I should let you go, he finally says. Both our dates are probably waiting. Yeah, probably. Neither moves. Then Victoria's phone buzzes. Text from Nina. Where are you? Reality crashes back. Thank you, Victoria says. Really, for fixing my car, for being kind. Anytime, ma'am. Victoria, my name is Victoria. He smiles. Nice to meet you, Victoria. I'm Marcus. The name registers slowly. Marcus Reed, the mechanic, the stubborn property owner, the man standing in the way of her expansion. But before she can process it, he's climbing into his truck. See you around, Victoria. He drives away. She stands in the rain, heart racing for reasons that have nothing to do with fear. 10 minutes later, Victoria pulls into Riverside Bistro's parking lot. Marcus's blue pickup sits 3 spots over. They arrive at the front door at the same time. He holds it open. Gentlemen. After you. They walk inside, warm, dry, soft music playing. A hostess approaches with menus. Marcus Reed? He raises his hand. That's me. And Victoria Hartwell? The hostess looks between them, confused. They arrive together, but they're separate parties? Victoria and Marcus look at each other. Understanding dawns slowly. You're Marcus Reed, of Reed and Son Auto Repair. You're Victoria Hartwell, of Hartwell Fashion. The blind date, the property dispute, the car breakdown, all connected, all inevitable. They start laughing, can't help it. The universe's joke, too perfect. This is insane, Victoria says. Completely insane, Marcus agrees. The hostess interrupts. Your table is ready? They look at each other, question hanging between them. We can leave, Marcus offers. No hard feelings. Victoria surprises herself. Or we can have dinner, as two people, not business adversaries. Can we do that? We can try. Marcus holds out his arm. Then let's try. They follow the hostess to a corner booth, sit across from each other. Two strangers who've already shared more honesty than most people manage in years. The first 30 minutes flow easy. They talk around the property issue, stay in safe territory, family, loss, the weight of raising children alone. Marcus shows her photos of Maya. Victoria's face softens in ways she doesn't realize. She's beautiful. She looks like her mother. I see you in her eyes, the kindness. Something passes between them. Recognition, connection, dangerous territory. But then reality intrudes, because it always does. We should probably talk about Market Street, Victoria says carefully. Marcus's expression closes slightly. Do we have to? If we're going to keep seeing each other, and I'd like to, we need to clear the air. Okay, what do you want to know? Why won't you sell? I've offered above market value. Because it's not about money. That garage is my father's legacy. He built it from nothing in 1984. Came home from the Navy, took out a loan, created something, taught me everything. Victoria understands that. Legacy? She nods. My father built Hartwell from nothing too. Came from Ireland with $200. Built an $80 million company. Then you understand why I can't walk away. I do, but what if there's a way for both of us to win? Marcus leans forward. I'm listening. And Victoria explains her idea. Mixed-use development. Keep the garage on ground level. Build the flagship store above. Partners instead of enemies. Marcus listens. Really listens. When she finishes, he's quiet for a long moment. That's not a terrible idea. I've been thinking about it since I learned you owned the property. So this date was reconnaissance? Victoria hesitates, then decides on honesty. It started that way in my head, but us talking, this is real. Marcus holds her gaze. I want to believe that. Then believe it. But before they can continue, Victoria's phone buzzes. David Sterling. She ignores it. Buzzes again. You should get that, Marcus says. She checks. Text message. Where are you? Need to discuss Market Street. Call me. My CFO, Victoria explains. He's been handling negotiations. David Sterling? You know him? Marcus's jaw tightens. He came by my garage last week, offered a buyout. When I refused, he got threatening. Victoria goes cold. Threatening how? Said there might be complications if I didn't cooperate. Building inspections, permit issues, lease violations. Everything Detective Miller said crashes back. David is dangerous. David kills people who get in his way. And now Marcus is in his way. He had no authority to threaten you. He's your CFO. He's overstepping. Massively. Victoria makes a decision. Marcus saved her life tonight, fixed her car, showed her kindness. He deserves the truth. Marcus, I need to tell you something. He sees the change in her expression, leans forward. What? My father didn't die in an accident. He was murdered. The restaurant noise fades, becomes background hum. What? Someone cut his brake lines. The police are investigating. Do they have suspects? Victoria holds his gaze. Yes, David Sterling. Marcus processes. Your CFO killed your father? I think so. My father discovered David was embezzling. $58 million. He was going to report it. The next night, he died. Jesus. Does David know you know? Not yet, but I'm building a case. The police need more evidence. Victoria, if he killed your father and he thinks you're onto him, he'll come after me. I know. Then why are you still working with him? Because I need to catch him. And the only way to do that is to act normal. Pretend I suspect nothing. Marcus reaches across the table, takes her hand, the touch electric. You're in danger. I can handle it. Not alone. Nobody can handle a murderer alone. What do you suggest? Marcus hesitates, like he's about to cross a line he can't uncross. Let me help you. You? How? I have skills. From before the garage, from the army. Victoria remembers his hands on her engine. Precise, methodical, trained. What did you do in the army? I was a combat medic, special operations. 8 years of tactical training. You never mentioned the military. Because it's not who I am anymore. I fix cars. I raise my daughter. That life is over. But the skills aren't gone. Marcus looks at their joined hands. No, they're not. So you're offering to help me catch a murderer? I'm offering to keep you alive while you catch him. Why would you do that? We just met. Because someone needs to, and because... He pauses. I like you. I don't want to see you hurt. Victoria feels tears threaten. When was the last time someone tried to protect her? Since her father died, she's been alone, fighting alone, surviving alone. This is insane. We're on a blind date discussing murder investigations and property development. Don't forget that. She laughs. Can't help it. Weirdest date ever. Agreed. So do you want my help or not? Victoria should say no, should keep him out of danger, should protect him the way he's offering to protect her. But she's so tired of being alone. Yes, God help me, yes. Okay, then we do this carefully, strategically. First step is understanding what David knows, what he suspects, when he'll make his next move. How do we do that? Marcus's expression changes, becomes something harder, something trained. Leave that to me. They talk until the restaurant closes, making plans, building trust, two strangers becoming allies against a common enemy. At 11 o'clock, they walk to the parking lot. Rain has stopped, stars visible through breaking clouds. Tomorrow, Marcus says, come meet Maya. If we're doing this together, she's part of the equation. You want me to meet your daughter? If you're going to be in my life, you should meet the most important part of it. Victoria's heart does that flutter thing again. Okay, tomorrow. What time? 2 o'clock. I'll text you the address. They exchange numbers, stand close, almost kiss, but not yet. Too soon, too complicated. Thank you, Victoria says, for everything tonight. Thank you for giving this a chance, whatever this is. Whatever it is, I'm glad it happened. Marcus watches her drive away, blue Mercedes disappearing into Tampa night. He thinks about Jasmine, about moving forward, about the impossibility of falling for someone after 4 years of being dead inside. But his heart, that treacherous organ, has other plans. Victoria drives home checking mirrors obsessively, every car a potential threat. But she also catches herself smiling. Actually smiling. When was the last time that happened? Tomorrow she'll meet Maya. Tomorrow her life gets more complicated. Tomorrow she steps deeper into danger. But tonight for 2 hours she was just Victoria. Not the Ice Queen CEO, not the grieving daughter, not the target of a murderer. Just a woman having dinner with a kind man who fixed her car in the rain. Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that's everything. Victoria wakes at dawn, 40 floors above Tampa in a penthouse that suddenly feels too empty. Her phone shows 3 missed calls from David Sterling, all after midnight, all while she was having dinner with Marcus Reed. She doesn't call back. Not yet. First, she has somewhere more important to be. At 9:45, Victoria stands outside Marcus's apartment above the garage. Nervous. More nervous than facing David. More nervous than any board meeting. Because this matters. Maya matters. If this little girl doesn't accept her, if Victoria can't connect with the most important person in Marcus's life, then everything else is just fantasy. She knocks. Marcus opens the door, smiles when he sees her, still in his pajama pants and a faded army t-shirt. Domestic, real, nothing like the tactical operator she glimpsed last night when he talked about helping her catch a killer. You came. I promised I would. Maya's having breakfast. Fair warning, she's been vibrating with excitement since 6 a.m. Couldn't sleep, too excited about meeting the fancy fashion lady. Victoria laughs despite her nerves. I'm not that fancy. You're wearing a $600 sweater to meet a 7-year-old on a Sunday morning. You're fancy. She looks down at her cashmere. He's right. Old habits. Come on in. Maya's going to lose her mind. The apartment smells like pancakes and maple syrup, small space, lived in, photos everywhere. A life fully lived within modest means. Maya sits at the kitchen table in princess pajamas, natural hair in 2 puffs with pink ribbons, brown eyes huge behind little glasses. She looks up when Victoria enters, freezes, stares. Daddy, Maya whispers, not taking her eyes off Victoria. She's really pretty, like an actual princess. Victoria's heart melts immediately, completely. This child, this perfect child. She kneels beside Maya's chair, eye level. Hi, Maya, I'm Victoria, and you're much prettier than me. I love your pajamas. Maya touches Victoria's hair, curious, gentle. Your hair is so smooth, mine gets tangled. That's because you have beautiful curls. They're special. My hair is boring straight. Can you teach me about fashion? Daddy said you make clothes. I'd love to teach you. Do you like fashion? Maya nods so hard her glasses slip down her nose. I draw dresses all the time. Want to see? More than anything. The next hour disappears. Maya shows Victoria her sketchbook. Page after page of dress designs. Some crude, some surprisingly sophisticated, all showing genuine talent. Victoria sits on the floor going through each drawing, genuinely impressed, not patronizing, actually seeing potential. Maya, these are really good. You understand proportion, flow, that's natural talent. Really? You're not just being nice? I never just be nice. Ask your dad, I'm honest, sometimes too honest. Marcus watches from the kitchen doorway, coffee mug in hand, heart doing things it hasn't done in 4 years. This woman, this powerful CEO, sitting on his floor in expensive clothes, making his daughter glow with confidence. He thinks about Jasmine, wonders what she'd think. Already knows the answer. Jasmine would love Victoria, would approve completely, would tell Marcus to stop being scared and let himself be happy. Daddy, can Victoria stay for lunch? Marcus looks at Victoria, question in his eyes. She has things to do, police to meet, David to avoid, a company to run. But Maya's hopeful face makes the decision. I'd love to stay for lunch. They make grilled cheese together. Maya showing Victoria where everything is, bossing them both around. Little General in princess pajamas. No, Daddy, you're doing it wrong. The cheese goes like this. Victoria, watch out. The pan gets really hot. Victoria laughs, actually laughs. When was the last time she did something this normal? This domestic, this real? After lunch, Maya gets serious, looks between Victoria and Marcus. Are you going to be my daddy's girlfriend? Marcus chokes on water. Maya, you can't just ask that. Why not? I want to know, because if she is, I need to tell her things. Victoria's curiosity wins. What things? Maya counts on her fingers. 1. Daddy doesn't like vegetables, but you have to make him eat them. 2. He has bad dreams sometimes and pretends he doesn't. 3. He works too much when he's sad. 4. He needs someone to make him smile like he used to before Mommy died. The room goes quiet. Marcus's eyes water. Victoria's throat tightens. This child, 7 years old, carrying her father's grief, trying to fix him, trying to make him whole. Victoria moves to sit beside Maya, takes her small hands. Those are very important things to know. Thank you for telling me. Can I tell you something? Maya nods. I like your daddy very much, and I really like you. But we just met, so we're going to take it slow. Be friends first. Get to know each other. Is that okay? Maya considers this seriously. But you'll keep coming back? You won't disappear? The question cuts deep. All the people this child has lost. Mother to cancer. Now afraid of losing anyone else who matters. I promise I'll keep coming back, as long as you and your daddy want me to. Forever? Victoria looks at Marcus. He's crying silently. Just tears running down his face, making no sound. I hope so, sweetheart. I really hope so. Maya throws her arms around Victoria's neck, holds tight. This stranger who showed up and saw her, really saw her. Marcus joins them, 3 people on the floor, holding each other, family forming in real time. Later, after Maya goes to her room to draw, Marcus and Victoria sit on the couch, close but not touching, processing. I need to tell you something, Marcus says quietly. I'm sending Maya to Orlando tomorrow. My sister Shanice lives there. Maya's been begging for Disney World. This seems like the right time. Victoria understands immediately. You're protecting her. David Sterling is dangerous. If he knows you're investigating him, if he knows I'm helping you, Maya becomes a target. I can't risk that. How long will she be gone? A week, maybe 2. However long this takes. Victoria nods. Makes sense. Protect the innocent. Keep Maya away from the battlefield. She's going to be devastated. She just met you and already loves you. I'll be here when she gets back. I promise. Marcus takes her hand. Victoria, what we're doing, going after David, it's dangerous. Really dangerous. If you want to back out, I understand. I'm not backing out. That man killed my father. He needs to pay. Then we do this right, carefully, strategically, starting tomorrow. 8 a.m., Tampa Police Headquarters, Detective Miller's office. Victoria sits across from the detective. Between them, a device no bigger than a button. This is a wire, Miller explains. Latest technology, nearly undetectable, records everything within 20 feet, transmits directly to us. Victoria picks it up. So small, so powerful, so dangerous. What if he finds it? He won't. It's designed for exactly this situation. But Victoria, you need to understand the risk. If David suspects you're recording him, if he realizes you're working with us, he will hurt you. Men like him don't leave loose ends. I know. Do you? Because knowing intellectually and facing it physically are different things. I've seen brave people freeze when confronted by violence. There's no shame in saying you're not ready for this. Victoria thinks about her father, James Hartwell, murdered for discovering the truth, left on the bottom of Tampa Bay, justice denied for 8 months. I'm ready. Miller nods. Okay. We need you to get him talking about your father, about the night he died, about the embezzlement. Anything that shows consciousness of guilt. Can you do that? Yes. And Marcus Reed, he's helping you? He is. Miller's expression shifts. Concern, doubt. Miss Hartwell, Marcus Reed is a civilian. Former military, yes. But this isn't a combat zone. This is police work. Evidence gathering. Legal proceedings. I'm concerned about his involvement. He saved my life. He has skills I need, and I trust him. Trust is good. Training is better. Just be careful. Don't let civilian enthusiasm compromise the investigation. Victoria almost laughs. Civilian enthusiasm. Miller has no idea who Marcus really is, what he's capable of. But that's Marcus's secret to keep. At 9:30, Victoria enters Hartwell Fashion headquarters, the wire taped between her shoulder blades. Invisible. Active. Recording. She doesn't see Marcus, but she knows he's there, somewhere in the building, watching, protecting, ready. David Sterling sits in his office when she arrives, smiling, predator smile. Victoria, finally, I was starting to worry. She sits across from him, projects calm she doesn't feel, Ice Queen mask firmly in place. You wanted to discuss Market Street? Among other things, where were you last night? I called 3 times. Dinner with a friend. What friend? The question too sharp, too interested. Victoria's pulse quickens, but her expression stays neutral. Why does it matter? David leans back, studies her. Because you've been distracted lately, distant. And I worry about you, Victoria, especially after what happened to your father. The way he says it, your father, like James was just some guy, not the man David murdered. I'm fine. Are you? The board is concerned. Revenue down 22%, 8 months of losses. Market Street expansion is our only hope of turning this around. I'm handling it. Are you? Because the property owner, Marcus Reed, he's being difficult. Won't sell, won't negotiate. We need to apply pressure. Here it is, the opening. Victoria leans forward slightly. What kind of pressure? David's eyes glitter. Building inspections, health code violations, permit issues, ways to make his life difficult until he sees reason. Victoria's wire catches every word. Admission of harassment, illegal business practices. But not enough. She needs more. That seems aggressive. Business is aggressive. Your father understood that before he got soft. Soft how? David's expression changes. Guarded, like he realizes he's said too much. Nothing. Just that James became sentimental in his later years. Started questioning perfectly normal business decisions. What decisions? Victoria. David's voice hardens. Why are you asking so many questions? Her heart hammers. She's pushed too far, too fast. Retreat. I'm just trying to understand the situation. Market Street is important. I want to handle it correctly. David stands, walks to his window, stares out at the city. When he speaks, his voice is ice. Your father died because he asked too many questions. Stuck his nose where it didn't belong. I'd hate to see you make the same mistake. There. Threat. Barely veiled. The wire recording everything. Victoria stands. I should get to work. Victoria. David turns. One more thing. Be careful who you trust. That mechanic, Marcus Reed. I did research on him. MIT graduate. Army Special Forces. Interesting background for a simple mechanic, don't you think? He knows. He knows about Marcus. About last night. About everything. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't you? Riverside Bistro? 3-hour dinner? Very cozy. I'm just saying, men with his training are dangerous. Who knows what he really wants? Victoria's hands shake. She hides them behind her back. Goodbye, David. She walks out. Maintains composure until she reaches the elevator. Doors close. She collapses against the wall. He knows. He's following her. And Marcus is in danger. The elevator opens in the lobby. Marcus materializes beside her. Casual, like coincidence. But his eyes are hard. Walk with me. Normal. Don't look around. They exit the building, walk 2 blocks, duck into a coffee shop. He knows, Victoria says, voice shaking. About you, about us. He's watching me. Marcus nods. I spotted the tail when you entered. Black sedan, 2 men, professional surveillance team. How did you see them? Because I was watching for them. This is what I was trained for, Victoria. Surveillance, counter-surveillance. I saw them before they saw me. He pulls out his phone, shows her a photo, 2 men in a black sedan, one watching the building entrance, one on his phone. I got their plates, ran them through some databases. They work for Black Mountain Security, private military contractors. David hired professionals to follow you. Victoria's blood runs cold. What do? We use it. Let them follow you. Let them report back that you're just running the company, going home, living normally. Meanwhile, I work the other angle. What other angle? Marcus shows her his laptop, financial spreadsheets, account numbers, wire transfers. I've been hacking David's systems, financial forensics, following the money, and I found something big. Victoria leans closer, sees numbers that make her stomach drop. He's been paying Black Mountain Security $25,000 a month for 3 years, $900,000 total. That's not surveillance money, that's wet work money. Wet work, assassinations. Victoria, David didn't just kill your father himself. He hired professionals. The SUV that ran James off the road, driven by Black Mountain operatives. The brake line cutting, done by their mechanics. This is organized, planned, professional. Victoria feels dizzy. She knew David was a killer, but seeing it laid out, documented, paid for, that's different. We need to tell Detective Miller. Already did, sent her encrypted files this morning, but it's going to take time to verify. Subpoena records, build a prosecution case. Meanwhile, you're still in danger. So what do? Marcus closes his laptop. We get ahead of him. Tomorrow night, there's a charity gala at the Tampa Museum. David will be there. Board members, investors, everyone who matters. Public venue, lots of witnesses. We confront him there. Confront him how? You wear the wire. I'll be positioned nearby. We get him talking, get him bragging. Men like David, they love to show how clever they are, especially when they think they're winning. We use that. And if it goes wrong, Marcus meets her eyes. Then I extract you, by any means necessary. Victoria spends the day preparing, not for the gala, for war. She meets with Detective Miller at noon, reviews the recordings from yesterday, David's threats, his admission of harassment, his warning about asking too many questions. It's good, Miller says, building the case, but not enough for murder charges. We need him to admit what he did to your father. Tonight, Victoria says, the gala. I'll get him talking. Miller looks worried. Be careful. Cornered animals are dangerous. I know, but Marcus will be there. Your mechanic boyfriend with the mysterious military background? Victoria smiles. He's more than a mechanic. I'm sure he is. Just remember, if things go wrong, we're backup, real backup. Trained officers. Don't let civilian heroics get you killed. After the meeting, Victoria goes home, stares at her closet, trying to decide what to wear to potentially catch a murderer. Her phone rings. Marcus. How's Maya doing in Orlando? His voice softens immediately. Having the time of her life. Shanice sent me 17 pictures today. Maya in Mickey ears, Maya meeting Elsa, Maya eating a churro bigger than her head. She's happy. Good, that's good. She asked about you, wanted to know when you're visiting. What did you tell her? That you'll come soon, after we finish the thing we're working on. She said to tell you she's drawing you a dress, special design, for when we get married. Victoria's heart stops. When we get married? Marcus laughs, embarrassed. 7-year-olds don't understand dating timelines. In her mind, if daddy likes someone, they're getting married. She's already planning the wedding. Wants it at Disney World, with Cinderella as the flower girl. That's ambitious. That's Maya. But Victoria, about tonight, I need you to know something. His tone shifts, serious, military serious. If things go wrong, if David tries to hurt you, I will stop him. By any means necessary. I won't let him touch you. Understand? Marcus, you can't. Yes, I can. I've done worse in worse situations. I know how to handle men like David Sterling. Just trust me, okay? Victoria thinks about this man, this complicated, dangerous, gentle man who fixes cars and hacks computers and knows 1,000 ways to neutralize threats. I trust you. Good, I'll see you tonight. Wear something nice, something with pockets. Why pockets? So you have somewhere to hide evidence, just in case. He hangs up. Victoria picks a dress. Black, elegant, with hidden pockets. Perfect for corporate espionage disguised as high society event. The Tampa Museum glitters. Chandeliers, string quartet, 500 of Tampa's wealthiest citizens pretending to care about art while really caring about being seen. Victoria enters alone. Designer dress, perfect hair, ice queen in her element. The wire hides beneath her dress, recording, transmitting. Detective Miller and her team listen from a van 3 blocks away. Marcus is already inside. Tuxedo, blending with waitstaff, invisible, positioned near exits. Ready. David Sterling holds court near the Impressionist collection, surrounded by board members and investors, charming, charismatic, psychopath playing civilized. He sees Victoria, smiles, waves her over. Victoria, you look stunning. Come, I want to introduce you to some people. She crosses the gallery, every step measured, controlled. Thomas Whitmore, you know, Eleanor Chen, Martin Cole. We were just discussing the Market Street expansion. Thomas Whitmore, the board member who met David late at night, co-conspirator or innocent fool? The project is moving forward, Victoria says, despite some resistance from the property owner. David's smile tightens. Yes, unfortunate, but I'm working on solutions. What kind of solutions? The kind that don't need discussion at social events. Victoria, could I speak with you privately about a board matter? This is it, the moment. Victoria nods. They move to a quieter gallery, Renaissance paintings, Madonnas and martyrs, appropriate setting. Victoria, I'm concerned about you. Why? Because you're making mistakes, getting emotionally involved with Marcus Reed. That's a conflict of interest. The board could use it against you. The board appointed me. They support me. David laughs, cold. Do they? Because I've been talking to members, building consensus. Victoria, I'm calling for a vote of no confidence. Tomorrow morning, emergency session. Victoria's world tilts. On what grounds? Erratic behavior, poor judgment, 18 million in losses, romantic involvement with a business adversary. It's over, Victoria. By noon tomorrow, I'll be CEO, and you'll be out. You can't do this. I can. I am. Your father built something beautiful, but you're destroying it, just like he almost did, just like I had to stop him from doing. There, admission. Close enough, Victoria presses. Stop him how? David's eyes glitter, dangerous, excited. He wants to brag, wants to show how clever he's been. Your father discovered my offshore accounts, $58 million, money I earned, money I deserved for making this company profitable. But he called it theft, threatened to report me, so I stopped him. You killed him. David smiles, actually smiles. I removed an obstacle, business decision, nothing personal, brake lines, classic method, worked perfectly. Would have been completely clean if the police hadn't been so thorough. Victoria's wire is catching everything, every word, every confession. Miller is hearing this, recording this, evidence. But Victoria needs more, needs him to say it clearly. You murdered my father. I solved a problem, and tomorrow I'll solve another one. You. Once you're removed as CEO, you become irrelevant, powerless. And powerless people have accidents, falls, car crashes, tragic but unavoidable. You're threatening to kill me. I'm explaining reality. Your father didn't understand reality, thought honor and integrity mattered more than money, died for that stupidity. You're smarter, or at least I thought you were. What about Marcus? You going to kill him too? David's expression darkens. Him and his daughter, unfortunate gas leak, building explosion, collateral damage. He should have stayed in his lane, should have just sold when I offered. Victoria's control breaks. You leave Maya alone. She's 7 years old. You touch her and I'll... You'll what? You have no power here, Victoria. I've won. Your father's dead. You're finished. And tomorrow you'll sign resignation papers. Or I make the accidents happen tonight. Behind David, Marcus emerges from shadows, silent as smoke, gun concealed but ready. But David sees Victoria's eyes shift, spins, fast. His hand moves to his jacket, pulling something. Marcus moves faster. 20 years of training activating. Closes distance in 2 steps. Disarms David with brutal efficiency. The gun David was reaching for clatters across marble floor. Museum security converges. Guests screaming. Chaos. Detective Miller and her team flood in. Badges, weapons, authority. David Sterling, you're under arrest for murder, conspiracy to commit murder, embezzlement, and being the stupidest criminal I've met in 20 years. They dragged David away, still protesting, still threatening lawyers. But everyone heard the confession. The Wire broadcast it, not just to police. Marcus had set up a secondary system, streaming live to every board member's phone, every investor, every employee. David Sterling confessed to murder in front of 500 witnesses in digital recording that can't be erased. Game over. Victoria collapses into Marcus's arms, shaking, crying, relief and fear and victory all at once. "We did it," she whispers. "You did it. You were so brave." I was terrified. Brave isn't not being scared. Brave is being scared and doing it anyway. They hold each other while police secure the scene, while reporters arrive, while justice finally comes for James Hartwell. The emergency session happens, but not to remove Victoria, to apologize. Eleanor Chen speaks for the board. "Victoria, we owe you an apology for not seeing what David was, for not protecting you and your father, for doubting you." The vote is unanimous. Victoria remains CEO. David Sterling awaits trial in federal prison. No bail. Too dangerous. Too much evidence. Thomas Whitmore resigns in shame. Couldn't explain his late-night meetings with a murderer. CEC opens investigation. Eleanor becomes board chair. Steady, wise, trustworthy. After the meeting, Victoria finds Marcus waiting in her office. Still in the building, still protecting. Old habits. "So," he says, "head of operations, partner in the business. That's quite a promotion from mechanic." Victoria moves close. "You earned it, MIT engineer, Army medic, the man who saved my life twice. You belong here." "And what are we? Partners? Colleagues? Something more?" She pulls him close, kisses him. Deep, real. Promise. "Something more. Definitely something more." "Good, because Maya's coming home tomorrow, and she's going to have questions. Wants to know if you're her new mom yet." Victoria laughs. "Maybe we should date for more than a week before discussing parenting. With Maya, there's no slow timeline. She decides she loves you. That's it. Your family." "My family?" Marcus touches her face. Gentle. "Sure. You've been family since the night you let me fix your car in the rain. Everything since then has just been making it official." They stand together in the office overlooking Tampa, the city they saved, the city that saved them. Tomorrow Maya comes home. Tomorrow they start building something new. Tomorrow the real work begins. But tonight they celebrate survival, victory, justice, love. Tonight is enough. 8 months pass like a dream you don't want to wake from. The kind where everything broken gets fixed. Where justice actually wins. Where love shows up wearing work boots and grease-stained hands. Tampa changes in 8 months. Or maybe Victoria changes and the city just reflects it back. Hard to tell the difference anymore. David Sterling sits in a federal prison awaiting trial. Murder 1, embezzlement, conspiracy. The prosecutors have enough evidence to put him away for 3 consecutive lifetimes. His lawyers filed every motion imaginable. All denied. Some crimes are too public to sweep under expensive rugs. Some confessions can't be unconfessed. Thomas Whitmore resigned from the board the day after David's arrest. Couldn't face the questions. Couldn't explain why he met with a murderer at 11 p.m. discussing ways to pressure Victoria out of her own company. The SEC opened an investigation. His reputation, carefully built over 40 years, collapsed in 48 hours. Eleanor Chen took his place as board chair. steady, wise. Everything a leader should be. Hartwell Fashion Group stabilized. Revenue climbed. Investor confidence returned. Turns out companies do better when the CFO isn't actively stealing $58 million. Victoria changed too, softened. The Ice Queen melted into something warmer, something human. She laughs now, actually laughs. The sound startles people who've only known the frozen version. Marcus did that, Marcus and Maya. They thawed her one dinner at a time. One braiding session, one movie night, one moment of choosing joy over grief. The Market Street project broke ground in July. Mixed-use development, architectural marvel. Reed and Son Auto Repair on ground level. Fully renovated, expanded, state-of-the-art equipment, but keeping the original sign. The one Marcus's father painted in 1984. Above it, 3 stories of glass and steel. Hartwell Fashion Flagship Store. 20,000 square feet. Sustainable materials. Ethical manufacturing. Everything James Hartwell believed in. Everything Victoria promised to protect. Construction finished ahead of schedule. Under budget, Marcus's engineering brain and Victoria's business savvy proved unstoppable combination. What looked impossible in January became reality by October. Today, October 24th, they stand in the parking lot watching workers install the final sign. Marcus in jeans and work boots. Victoria in designer clothes she actually feels comfortable in now. Maya between them, holding both their hands. Family. Not the family Victoria expected. Not the family Marcus thought he'd get after Jasmine died. But the family they built from car breakdowns and murder investigations and choosing each other every single day. Daddy, it's so pretty, Maya breathes. She's 8 now, lost another tooth. Growing so fast it physically hurts Marcus to watch. It is pretty, Pumpkin. Mommy V, can I design clothes for the store? Mommy V, the name stuck 3 months ago. Maya asked permission first. Asked if it was okay to call Victoria that. Asked if it meant forgetting Jasmine. Victoria cried and explained that love doesn't replace love. It adds to it. That Jasmine would want Maya to have all the mother she could get. Of course you can design for the store, Victoria says now. We'll have a junior designer program. You'll be the first student. Maya squeals, throws her arms around Victoria's waist. Pure joy. Uncomplicated. The kind only children can manage. Marcus watches them, his daughter and his girlfriend. The 2 people who saved him from drowning in grief. Who reminded him that life continues. That happiness isn't betrayal. Girlfriend feels like an inadequate word. Too casual for what they are. Too small for what they've survived together. He's been carrying a ring for 2 months. Vintage diamond. Jasmine's engagement ring, actually. He asked Shanice if it was wrong to use it, if it dishonored Jasmine's memory. Shanice laughed and said, Jasmine would haunt you if you spent money on a new ring when there's a perfectly good one in the safe deposit box. She was practical like that. She'd love Victoria, would approve completely. So the ring sits in Marcus's pocket, waiting. He's planned this moment carefully. Tonight, same place their story started, full circle. Come on, Marcus says. Let's go see inside. Final walkthrough before tomorrow's opening. They enter through the garage bay, Marcus's domain, the smell of motor oil and new paint, hydraulic lifts gleaming, tool chests organized, computer diagnostic equipment that cost more than his old annual salary. But the bones are the same, the structure his father built, the legacy preserved. Photos line the office walls. Thomas Reed in Navy uniform. Marcus and his father working side by side. Jasmine pregnant with Maya, laughing at something off camera. The past honored. The present celebrated. Your dad would be proud, Victoria says softly. Marcus touches his father's photo. Yeah, he would. They take the interior stairs to the 2nd floor. Retail space, clean lines, natural light, clothing racks arranged artfully, sustainable fabrics, fair trade manufacturing. Price points designed to be accessible, not aspirational. We're not selling fantasy, Victoria explained to the board. We're selling quality, things that last, things made by people paid fairly. Revolutionary concept in fashion. Turns out customers respond. Pre-opening orders exceeded projections by 40%. The third floor houses, offices, and a community space. Free workshops for local designers. Sewing classes. Business mentorship. Victoria's vision of fashion as service, not just commerce. Maya runs ahead exploring. Her footsteps echo in the empty space. Soon it will fill with people, employees, customers, community, life. Marcus pulls Victoria close. We did it. We did. Your father would be proud too. Victoria's eyes water. Still does that. Probably always will. Grief doesn't end. You just learn to carry it better. I wish he could see this. He can, somewhere. They stand at the third floor window, city spread below, sunset painting everything gold. Perfect moment. But Marcus waits. Tonight, at the place it all started. The grand opening happens at 10 a.m. the next morning. Ribbon-cutting ceremony, media everywhere. Local news, fashion press, business reporters. Everyone wants the story. Murdered father, corrupt CFO, daughter who brought justice, mechanic who became partner, romance and revenge and redemption. Makes for good television. Mayor shows up, city council, chamber of commerce. Everyone wanting photo ops with Victoria and Marcus. The power couple, the American dream. Hard work and integrity winning against corruption. Eleanor Chen gives the opening speech. Hartwell Fashion Group represents the best of Tampa. Innovation meeting tradition. Commerce serving community. This building stands as testament to what happens when good people refuse to quit. When they choose honor over ease. When they build something lasting. Victoria cuts the ribbon with Maya's help, the little girl beaming, wearing a dress she designed, already featured in Teen Vogue, 8 years old and making waves. The crowd floods inside, first customers, first sales, first chapter of the next story. Marcus works the garage, oil changes, tire rotations, brake inspections, same work he's done for 20 years, but different now, part of something larger, connected. Mrs. Patterson brings her Volvo at 11. She's been crying. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong, Marcus. Everything's right. I'm so happy for you. Your father would burst with pride. Marcus hugs her. This woman who's been loyal for 18 years, who trusted him when he was just a kid learning his father's trade. Thank you, Mrs. P. Upstairs, Victoria conducts interviews. Every reporter wants the story. How did she survive? How did she catch David? How did she fall for a mechanic? He's not just a mechanic, Victoria corrects, again and again. He's an engineer, a veteran, a father, a partner. He's the reason I'm still alive. The reason any of this exists. The day blurs. Transactions. Handshakes. Congratulations. Success tastes sweeter than expected, especially when shared. At 6 p.m., they close the doors. First day complete. Numbers exceeding every projection. Team exhausted but exhilarated. Maya fell asleep in Victoria's office, curled up on the couch, worn out from excitement. Let her sleep, Victoria whispers. She earned it. Marcus and Victoria walk downstairs, through the garage, out to the parking lot. Sunset again. Same golden light as yesterday, like the world is spotlighting this moment. Come with me, Marcus says. I want to show you something. He drives his old pickup truck, the one that started everything. Victoria in the passenger seat, Maya asleep in the back. Family road trip. Where are we going? You'll see. 20 minutes later, Marcus pulls onto the shoulder of I-275. Same spot. Same place Victoria's car died 11 months ago, where everything changed. Why are we stopping here? Marcus kills the engine, gets out, walks around to Victoria's door, opens it, offers his hand. They stand on the shoulder. Cars passing. Same as that night, but everything different now. 11 months ago, Marcus says, I stopped here to fix a stranger's car. Had no idea that stranger would become, suppose, my whole world. Victoria's heart starts racing, knows what's coming. Been hoping for it, dreading it, wanting it so badly it scares her. You were wearing designer heels and looking completely lost, and I thought that's someone who needs help. Never imagined you'd be the one saving me. Marcus. He drops to one knee, right there on the highway shoulder. Cars honking, people slowing to look. Completely public, completely perfect. Victoria Hartwell, you brought justice for your father. You saved my garage. You loved my daughter like your own. You taught me that life doesn't end when love dies. It just changes shape, becomes something new. He pulls out the ring, Jasmine's ring, vintage diamond catching sunset light. This was my first wife's ring. Shanice thinks I'm crazy using it, but Jasmine would want this, would want you to have it, would want us to be happy. Victoria's crying now, full tears, not Ice Queen tears, real ones. Maya and I talked about this. We both agree. We want you forever. Not just girlfriend, not just partner, wife, mother, family. Behind them in the truck, Maya presses her face to the window, wide awake, watching, crying too. Will you marry us, Victoria? Will you be our family, official and legal and permanent? Victoria drops to her knees, face to face, eye to eye. Yes, God, yes, 1,000 times yes. He slides the ring on her finger. Perfect fit, like it was always meant to be there. Like Jasmine knew somehow. Planned this. Gave her blessing from wherever she watches. They kiss on the highway shoulder. Cars honking in celebration. Strangers cheering. Maya climbing out of the truck to dogpile them both. You said yes. I knew you'd say yes. They hold each other. 3 people becoming one unit. One family, one future. That night, they celebrate at Riverside Bistro. Same restaurant, same booth. Where it all started. Where Marcus fixed Victoria's car and then her broken heart. The owner recognizes them. Brings champagne. On the house, everyone knows their story now. The romance that caught a killer. The love that built a business. The family forged in crisis. To new beginnings, Marcus toasts. To family, Victoria adds. To forever, Maya finishes. They drink, they laugh, they plan a wedding. 6 months later, on a perfect April afternoon, they gather at Riverside Bistro again. The restaurant closed for a private event. 50 guests, intimate ceremony. Nothing fancy, everything meaningful. Marcus wears his army dress uniform. Medals earned in wars Victoria will never fully understand. But she sees what they cost him. Sees the scars, physical and otherwise. Loves him more for surviving them. Victoria wears sustainable silk. Simple design. Elegant, not extravagant. Hair down, makeup minimal. She looks nothing like the Ice Queen who ran this company a year ago. Looks exactly like the woman Marcus fell in love with. Maya stands between them. Flower girl and junior bridesmaid and daughter to them both. She designed her own dress, obviously. Already has 3 commissions from wedding guests. Entrepreneur at 8 years old. Eleanor Chen officiates. Got ordained online specifically for this. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to celebrate the world's strangest meet cute. Car breaks down, mechanic stops. Turns out he's the property owner. She's the CEO. He has elite skills. She's hunting a killer. They solve crimes, fall in love, build an empire. Honestly, it's better than most romance novels. Everyone laughs, even Marcus, who hates being the center of attention. Victoria, do you take Marcus to be your lawfully wedded husband? To love and cherish? In sickness and health? In car trouble and corporate espionage? I do. Marcus, do you take Victoria to be your lawfully wedded wife? To love and honor? When she works too hard? When she forgets to eat because she's obsessed with quarterly reports? I do. And Maya, do you accept Victoria as your bonus mom? Your design mentor? Your co-conspirator in making sure Daddy doesn't wear that terrible tie to important meetings? Maya giggles. I do. Then by the power vested in me by the internet and the state of Florida, I pronounce you married. Marcus, kiss your bride. Victoria, kiss your husband. Maya, hug everyone because you're 8 and adorable. They seal it with a kiss. Long, deep promise. The kind that says forever and means it. The reception flows into evening. Dinner, dancing, toasts that make everyone cry. Shanice tells embarrassing stories about Marcus as a kid. Nina reveals Victoria's secret obsession with trashy reality TV. Everyone laughs, drinks, celebrates. Detective Miller shows up, off-duty, brings a gift. Handcuffs, for sentimental value. These are the ones I used to arrest David Sterling. Victoria hangs them on the wall at home. Reminder, justice exists. Sometimes you have to fight for it, but it exists. Late in the evening, Marcus and Victoria dance alone. Everyone else scattered, talking, drinking, giving them space. You know what's crazy? Marcus whispers. What? If your car hadn't broken down, if I hadn't stopped, if we'd both bailed on that blind date like we wanted to, none of this happens. Victoria rests her head on his chest. Guess we should send a thank you card to that alternator. Already did, framed it, put it on the office wall. She looks up. You didn't. I absolutely did. With a plaque, says, to the alternator that changed everything. Rest in peace. You served honorably. Victoria laughs, really laughs, the sound filling the restaurant. Pure joy, uncomplicated. Maya runs over. Can I dance too? Marcus lifts her, three of them swaying. Family dance, the kind that matters more than first dances or father-daughter dances or any traditional thing. This is what matters. Three people choosing each other, building something from nothing, creating family in the wreckage of loss. Later, after guests leave and Maya falls asleep in the car and they drive home through Tampa streets, Victoria thinks about her father. Wishes he could see this. Wishes he could meet Marcus. Could watch Maya grow up. Could know that his death wasn't meaningless. That justice won. That his daughter not only survived, but thrived. He'd love you, Victoria says suddenly. Marcus knows she means James. Doesn't need to ask. I'd love him. Anyone who raised you must have been extraordinary. He was. Stubborn, brilliant, kind, like you. I'm not brilliant. MIT graduate, Special Forces medic. Runs a business. Built a building. Caught a killer. Raised an amazing kid. You're brilliant, Marcus. You just don't see it. He pulls into their driveway. Not his apartment anymore. Not her penthouse. Their house bought together. Pool for Maya. Garage for Marcus. Office for Victoria. Home. They carry Maya inside. Tuck her into bed. Still in her flower girl dress because she refused to change. Too pretty. Too special. Want to sleep in it forever. Marcus and Victoria collapse on the couch. Wedding exhausted. Happy exhausted. We did it, Victoria whispers. We did. Survived murder. Built a business. Got married. Became a family. 1 year ago, I was fixing cars and missing my dead wife. Now I'm married to a CEO. Life is strange. Good strange or bad strange? Marcus pulls her close. Best strange. They fall asleep on the couch, fully clothed, wedding clothes rumpled, but together, that's what matters. Together. 1 year later, they stand in front of a different building. Same city, different purpose. The Reed Hartwell Foundation for Single Parents. Named for both their fathers. Thomas Reed, James Hartwell. Men who built legacies, who taught their children honor and hard work and the value of helping others. The foundation offers free childcare, job training, small business loans, legal assistance, everything single parents need to not just survive, but succeed. Funded entirely by Hartwell Fashion Group profits. 20% of revenue every year, forever. Your father would love this, Marcus says. So would yours. They cut the ribbon together, Maya beside them, 9 years old now, already volunteering, teaching younger kids to sew, to design, to dream. Inside, 30 families wait. Single mothers, single fathers, widows and widowers and divorced parents doing their best. Struggling, surviving, needing help. Victoria addresses them. 1.5 years ago, I lost my father to murder. I almost lost everything. My company, my life, my faith in justice. But a stranger stopped to fix my car. And that stranger became my husband, my partner, my family. He taught me that we survive by helping each other. That strength isn't individual, it's communal. So this foundation exists to help you the way Marcus helped me. to fix what's broken, to build what's possible, to prove that family isn't just blood, it's choice, it's showing up, it's doing the work. Marcus adds, "My father told me a man's reputation is built on how he treats people when nobody's watching, how he helps when there's nothing in it for him. This foundation is that philosophy in action. You're not charity cases, you're neighbors, family, and family helps family. They spend the day meeting families, hearing stories, offering resources, making connections. This is why they work so hard, why they built the business, why they fight, not for profit, for purpose." That night, tucked in bed, Maya between them like she's been every night since the wedding, Victoria thinks about alternators. Funny how small things change everything. A failing car part, a stranger stopping, a blind date neither wanted. Small moments, big consequences. "Marcus? Yeah? I love you. I love you too." "No, I mean, I love the life we built, the family we made, the fact that my car broke down that night." Marcus kisses her forehead. Best mechanical failure ever. Maya, half asleep, mumbles, "Daddy, tell the story." "What story, pumpkin?" "How you met Mommy V, the car story." So Marcus tells it. Again, Maya's favorite bedtime story. Better than any fairy tale. Because it's true. Because it's theirs. Once upon a time, a very fancy lady's car broke down on a dark road, and a humble mechanic stopped to help. He didn't know she was rich. She didn't know he was brilliant. They were just two broken people being kind to each other. Victoria takes over. The lady was hunting a bad man who hurt her father. The mechanic had secrets too. Special training, a beautiful daughter, a heart still healing. Maya joins in, knows this story by heart. And they fell in love and caught the bad guy and built a building and got married and lived happily ever after. "That's right, baby girl," Marcus says. "Is it always like that? Do all love stories work out?" Victoria and Marcus exchange glances, both knowing the truth, that love is complicated, that happy endings are rare, that they got lucky, incredibly lucky. But tonight, in this moment, with their daughter between them and justice served and business thriving and family solid, they can give her hope. "Not always," Victoria says honestly. "Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes people we love leave us. But if you're brave, if you keep trying, if you help people even when you're hurting, sometimes, just sometimes, the universe fixes your car at exactly the right moment, and everything changes." Maya considers this. "So I should always stop to help people? Even strangers?" "Yes," Marcus says, "but safely, with a phone, with backup, with common sense." "Like you had backup when you helped Mommy V?" Marcus laughs. "I had terrible backup. I had an old truck and a flashlight and too much confidence. Don't be like young me. Be like old me. Careful, strategic. But brave? Always brave, pumpkin. Always brave." Maya falls asleep between them. Little body warm and solid and real. Proof that life continues. That love multiples. That families rebuild. Victoria watches her sleep. This child who isn't biologically hers but might as well be. This child who chose her, who calls her Mommy V, who designs dresses and asks hard questions and sees the world with clarity adults forget. "She's perfect," Victoria whispers. "She is," Marcus agrees. "We're lucky." "No, we're blessed." Outside, Tampa sleeps, the city they saved, the city that saved them. The Market Street building stands lit against night sky. Reed and Son Auto Repair. Hartwell Fashion Group. Two legacies, one foundation. Inside that building, on the third floor, in the community space, a quote is painted on the wall. James Hartwell's words, from his last video, his final message. "Don't let my death be meaningless. Finish this, be strong, be kind, build something that lasts." Victoria finishes it every day, by showing up, by choosing integrity, by loving hard and fighting harder and never forgetting that justice matters. Marcus finishes it too, by teaching Maya, by fixing cars, by being the man his father raised him to be. Honorable, skilled, present. Together they've built something that lasts. Not just a building, not just a business, a family, a foundation, a legacy worthy of the fathers who came before. And it all started with an alternator. A failing car part on a dark road, a stranger stopping to help, two broken people finding each other in the wreckage of loss. Sometimes that's all it takes. One moment of kindness, one choice to stop, one decision to help even when you're hurting. Small moments, big consequences, change lives. Victoria falls asleep thinking about her father, hoping he knows, hoping he sees, hoping he's proud. Marcus falls asleep thinking about Jasmine, thanking her for the ring, for the blessing, for understanding that love doesn't end, it transforms. Maya sleeps between them, dreaming of dresses and families and futures where everyone helps everyone and nobody's alone. And somewhere in the space between sleep and wake, between past and future, between what was and what will be, two fathers smile, Thomas Reed and James Hartwell, men who built legacies, who raised children right, who taught that reputation matters and honor counts and helping others is the whole point. Their work continues. Work. Through Marcus, through Victoria, through Maya, through every family the foundation helps, through every car Marcus fixes, through every ethical choice Victoria makes. Legacy isn't about monuments or money. It's about what you leave behind, who you influence, how you change the world one small moment at a time. This is their legacy, this family, this love, this life built from broken parts and second chances, and the courage to stop on a dark road when someone needs help. And it's enough, more than enough. It's everything. Epilogue. 5 years later. The alternator sits in a glass case in the Hartwell Fashion Group lobby, bronzed, polished, preserved. A plaque beneath reads, "The alternator that changed everything." December 2023. The night Marcus Reed stopped to help Victoria Hartwell. The night their story began. Small moments, big consequences, always stop to help. Maya, now 13, gives tours to school groups, tells the story of how her parents met, how kindness matters, how helping strangers can change your whole life. Marcus still fixes cars every Tuesday, his day, his therapy, his connection to his father, but also runs operations for Hartwell Fashion. MIT degree finally getting used. Victoria expanded the foundation. Now operates in 12 cities, helps thousands of families. Her father's legacy growing. They have two more children now. Twins, boy and girl, born 3 years after the wedding. Maya adores them. Best big sister ever. The Market Street building won architecture awards, business ethics awards, community impact recognition. But the real measure of success is simpler. The families helped, the lives changed, the people who stopped being alone. Last week, Marcus fixed a car for a single mother whose vehicle died on her way to a job interview. Refused payment, said pay it forward, help someone else someday. She asked why. Why help a stranger? Marcus smiled, thought about that night, that dark road, that broken Mercedes, that Ice Queen CEO who became his whole world. Because someone helped me once, changed my life, and now I get to do the same for others. That's how it works. That's how we survive. Together. The woman cried, thanked him, promised to remember, and somewhere in Tampa traffic, another alternator fails. Another car breaks down. Another opportunity appears for kindness, for connection, for love disguised as automotive repair. Small moments, big consequences, lives transformed. This is the lesson, the message, the truth that Marcus Reed and Victoria Hartwell learned on a dark road 11 years ago. We save each other, we help strangers, we stop when someone's broken down. Because you never know, that stranger might become your family. That broken car might be the beginning of everything. That small moment of kindness might change the entire world. All it takes is stopping, helping, caring enough to see someone else's need. All it takes is an alternator and the courage to fix it. And